Hello, today I'm going to be showing you some basic tips to make your screenshots in BYBAT look a tiny bit better. Now I'm in a public server for this example, but honestly I'd recommend using a private server, because as you can see there's a lot of kits, and they get in the way of taking photos. It's generally not good to take photos in a public server, but you can do it, it's just a bit more challenging. Now first of all, you're going to want to make sure you've at least got a decent base. It's not needed, but I generally prefer to have a base for my builds. Adds a bit of scenery, and it generally makes the photo process a tiny bit easier. Now, for graphics, you're going to want to make sure you have global shadows on, and make sure your graphics are set to maximum, because when they're set to this, or even this, well for one, you can't see as far, and for two, the build starts to blend together. As you can see, the shape isn't really defined as much, but when you have it set to maximum, you can see a bit more of the shape and it doesn't exactly blend into each other, which is very useful. Now, if you want to take photos in a public server for whatever reason, you can use these two, sky and atmosphere. Now, density controls how far the fog is away, so 0.1 basically gone, but I generally use 0.6 because it has a lot of fog, and you can start to see the builds in the distance disappearing. If they are still showing, you're going to want to maybe turn it up, but this generally, I wouldn't really go over 0.6, so generally just use a private server if you can. Now, for camera angle, if you have a high or normal, or level camera angle, you can see the edge of a build, and I don't like it, but if you want to get rid of that without building a large base, you can just use a low camera angle. As you can see, it looks like there's a bit more going on, but actually there's not, and it's just a trick of the eye basically. So low camera angles are used if you don't want to build a big base. Now this is basically what you really need. You can use other lighting techniques, and I'd honestly recommend you try them. Depth of field especially is useful for me, but I'm not going to go over that right now. But just try all these lighting effects and see what works for you. Just honestly use a private server, because if you have a lot of people in your public server, you're going to have a lot of people near your build, and also people walking onto your build when you're trying to take screenshots, which is not good. But yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching.